The night before we did the interview, somebody hit us with a message, hunting jaguars, all this demonic shit, the Illuminati's coming to get you, Clive Davis is coming to get you, and you know, whatever. But it wasn't until we got sent another message from the same fucking account, from the hotel right across from ours, and the shit was facing our hotel window.
So
actually, that was right before we left.
Got you.
Storm happened before we left. When we had to leave was when we did the Tasha K interview.
Got you.
And Storm wasn't supposed to get what he got.
Right.
But I gave it to him.
Right.
See, Tasha wanted him to fluff me up. She was supposed to get the big interview. But I gave it to him. I knew what I was doing. Because I wanted to see what the fuck she was really all about. You've planted people in my life. You've planted people around me. Y'all doxed me. Then we went to Vegas. And that Toxic Diamond, who also worked for Tasha K. And all of this was leading up to surviving Jaguar Wright.
Jaguar Wright is fighting tooth and nail for her life, and we know why. Still, she continues to speak her truth.
Anything happened? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning, gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bull-ass motherfucking game with people that you love, that you like, you know, too many coincidences.
Too many. You
honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog too.
Mm.
And congratulations, young man. Run as fast as Cassie did. Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah, basically.
She was getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the f is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like the fact that he, I'm just saying, the fact that he cut from 500 to 200. Who the f gives it? 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month?
Mm.
What the f is going on in that relationship that 250K?
Singer-songwriter Jaguar Wright has been in the news lately for her shocking accusations made against some of the greatest stars in the music business. She has leveled allegations of abuse, exploitation, and misconduct against Jay-Z, Diddy, Common, Talib Kweli, and others.
Gotta be some dark. Like, people are not understanding that girl quit 250K. $4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter. Now, she was getting $2 million a quarter, but then she got, you know, you got going on that's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter. That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that motherfucker that I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up small. As much as I can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I would never want that.
Exactly.
But their father is the devil. He the fucking devil.
But among them all, Diddy seems to be putting his foot down as he is now threatening Wright with her life. You heard that right.
Man, somebody called me. I done seen, man. So I'm staying off my social devices. It's too much cooning and buffooning. Too much cooning and buffooning. And believe me, when I get my thoughts together, I'm gonna figure out a way to articulate myself. Cause this conversation ain't even for the whole world to hear. It's just for us. I'm telling y'all today, I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time. If it ain't about going up, but about being positive, about getting some money, loving God, I ain't too much coonery, buffoonery going on. The culture's getting killed. I'm not even saying nothing about it because I'm just so burnt out.
Here's everything you need to know. Undoubtedly, we all have been big fans of Jaguar because of her reputation for fearlessly voicing her opinions, even if it means risking her life doing so. We know she speaks the truth, and that she isn't scared to voice her opinions, especially when it comes to criticizing someone like Diddy. Jaguar is as real as it gets, with no fluff here and there. Meanwhile, it is common knowledge that Jaguar has been warning us that Diddy's reputation in the industry isn't exactly flawless, particularly in light of Diddy Combs' attempts to force young girls into performing questionable acts for Hollywood heavyweights and manipulating young artists for years.
People don't know the reality of Total, and the reality of Total is that Kima Dyson started that group. Puffy got into the mix later. Her mom was like their manager. Her sister Vita survived. Her sister Vita was with Irv Gotti before Ashanti got there. Like, these were girls who were making their bones in the game. They were making deals. They were getting deals. Like, and they did this before Puffy came. Their name was breaking before Puffy got involved. Then Puffy got involved. And then the next thing you know, Missy gets involved. And when Missy got involved, everything changed. But what I hated more than anything was how Kima Dyson kind of got ostracized from the entity that she was damn near responsible for creating because she wasn't, because she was straight, because she had a husband, because she had children, because they had a family, because they had a business.
So she couldn't be the
she wasn't nobody plaything.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, here come Puffy, Diddy, Dirty Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, real fast.
They did nothing either.
I mean,
Danny King, nothing. Like, his groups do nothing. Like, they start off good, but I believe it's him. He's the number one denominator. You know what I mean?
I mean, hey, Clive Davis's artists kind of experience the same things as Angie Stone.
And so, Wright currently claims that Diddy Combs has set her and her husband as targets, forcing them to hide and essentially go into exile for a year.
I'm like, oh,
baby, y'all playing.
So we ended up having to leave early. We got a phone call from a trusted source. We had to leave because somebody was coming up the service elevator for us in an hour. And I'm glad I still have friends in Vegas. So then they tried to stall out our luggage because we weren't allowed to take our luggage down. The bellman had to take it. Our luggage was rifled through and robbed from the time it came down from the suite to the car. They kept trying to keep us there. I had to press the issue to get my car, and I'm like, y'all motherfuckers is doing too much. If I want to check out early, I should be able to check out early. Oh, well, this is only happening because you're checking out, early. What do you mean because I'm checking out early? If I want to check out early, I should be able to check out early.
Right.
You starting to make it sound like you're trying to keep me here. Is there a reason why you're trying to keep me here? See, there's a moment when North Philly just kicks right in. I'm sitting there talking to the valet guy. Ma'am, I don't know why it's taking so long to get your car. It usually doesn't take this long. And I looked at him and I said, I want you to understand something. You getting me my car right now is good for you. Because if they come, I'm going to grab you and hold you close. And you're going to get touched right with me. Now go get my motherfucking car. And you knew I wasn't playing. Oh, you don't want to get my car? When the motherfuckers come, you going to be my shield, baby. Kevlar. Got in my car. You were able to finally get to the luggage. He had to go and track the luggage down. Couldn't find the bellman that had our. He went on break. So he came up to the roof. It took us to bring us downstairs to meet us in the lobby with the car. But while he took our, he went on break. I made enough noise. We did what we had to do. Got back in the
According to Jaguar Wright, Diddy understands that she knows way too much to be left out in the open to air his and others' dirty laundry in front of the entire world. As a result, Diddy has publicly placed Jaguar's name on the hit list, just like he has done with others in the past, as it appears that he has no other choice and is willing to take a huge chance. Not to mention, with Cassie Ventura's lawsuit against Diddy, it seems like Jaguar's comments are starting to make more sense than not. You know, throughout her revelations, she leveled some very serious accusations, one of which being that Diddy is engaged in open trafficking and is essentially a puppet of the Hollywood elite.
It's all about him making her search for prostitutes who were dark-skinned with big black penises. That's literally what he made her search for.
I mean, that's what he into.
He into BBCs. And Farnsworth Bentley's real relationship was
Concubine. Master.
She also brought up how he utilizes his fame to intimidate and assault young artists, even naming a few of his victims.
When I started addressing my issues about what happened to Malik B and what happened to Flo Brown, I just started looking, as I've gotten older, like I dissect life a little differently now. I'm always looking for the origin of a problem. I'm not looking to deal with the fallout that is presently here now. If I want to get rid of it, I got to go to the origin. I got to figure out where it comes from, and I got to dig those roots up, and I got to make sure it can't continue to grow. What made you tell about P. Diddy and Christopher Williams? Because they had it coming. They had it coming. I had no intention of ever telling that story. Matter of fact, I wasn't going to tell the story, but they kept posting nasty things about my kids on Instagram.
Wright asserts that Diddy embodies everything bad and more, as Cassie has described him in her lawsuit. On top of that, given all that is going on, there are insider sources close to Diddy who are verifying some very serious charges leveled against him. It appears that Diddy's career is coming to an end, despite the fact that he has been publicly warning her to keep everything to herself.
Yes, they had a whole page saying that I destroyed my friends' lives. I had a type. I was on. And I said, it doesn't come down. You can keep telling lies on me, and I'm just going to start telling the truth about you. Yeah. That's what I said. And it didn't come down. And that's why I was in that little TV screen and I looked so tired. I had been up for like 16 hours. I literally waited. I didn't even go to bed until I did the video. Like now we're about to talk about. Because if you don't want to take it down, this is what it is. Here it is. I waited all night. I watched all night. I told you to take it down. You did not take it down. All right, I'm finna go to bed. So let's get into it. And the reason why I told that story is because it's a story that probably sickens me most because of my personal attachment to it. Which is what? A woman should not be penalized and have her career taken away from her because she is in disagreement with someone else's behavior problems. Yeah, understood. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have never happened. This was a brilliant young attorney. And that career was totally, he's a bit of a thrill seeker. What was the immediate response after you did that? Even Christopher Williams was running around calling mutual friends that we had. Man, you ain't never seen me do no stuff like that. And even that mutual friend was like, well, bro, there was that one time and look, it ain't none of my business. So, everybody knows that these things aren't secrets. these were all common facts, which is why Biggie's old bodyguard, Gene Deal, confirmed it. It's not like I'm saying things that people don't know. Okay. But what's worse is the simple fact that this man feels as though he gets to lives with impunity and has made hundreds of millions of dollars on other people's pain and on other people's talent and on other people's sacrifice. What he did to Albie Shore was disgusting. It's beyond disgusting. And the Kim Porter is unspeakable. Back then, those stories were fresh. The publicist came through, cleaned it up, swept it up. Another, #1 record, great video, appearance at Fashion Week with the right actress. You know what I'm saying? And people start to look away from these things.
Wholesome, in public, devil behind the doors.
You know what
actresses.
I mean? So now here you go, and you fast forward all these years, and you look at all of that he created, and no one is okay except for him. Yeah. No one. Yeah. No one is okay. And the ones that are okay escaped before it ate their up like my girlfriend Keema.
However, Wright recently said in an interview that Diddy isn't the stand-up man he portrays himself as online. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, and it's not pretty, especially at the supposed parties that he throws. In particular, Jaguar made some unsettling revelations, one of which was Diddy's associations with shady people. That makes sense, of course, considering Diddy's track record for having some powerful but dodgy connections in the industry, which has kept him safe for so long, even after all that he has done. In fact, that's precisely why he hasn't been caught and charged with the accusations made against him after all this time. With all of that in mind, Jaguar claims that Diddy is heavily involved in the trafficking business and that the rapper isn't above placing his own girlfriends in risky situations out of respect for his own inclinations. Also, although the rapper has primarily been spotted in public with women, many close to Diddy have come forward to assert that Diddy is not who he appears to be in terms of his sexuality and preferences.
I mean,
do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about TD Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come this way. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for $100, and I'm gonna lay my hands on your bishop. And he said, and then the bishop said, it's on the internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. I'm like, what? Are we a church? Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties.
Meanwhile, some who know the rapper well have disclosed how Diddy exploits young musicians in the inner circles as the owner of Bad Boy Entertainment. For example, he is occasionally accused of sexually abusing his position of authority and influence. T.D. Jackson, his top aide, is alleged to have attended nearly all of these predatory parties.
When I grew up in the church, the sinners was not supposed to have the same atmosphere with the saints. You have to be able to separate the two. So I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin, drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she. But maybe he'd have to lay some hands on somebody. Maybe he'd have to save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt, so I'm just like, it's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere. So now what he's doing is he's making, man, he's making the Christians look real bad right about now. I know what goes on at the parties. If, they probably got a little bit more freakier, as time went on, because they got to the point whereas that they didn't even care. It used to be secretly, where people used to go to, separate rooms and different rooms, and they wasn't doing that out in the public, but now they don't care. Men kissing men and all this other stuff. That's just crazy. I was getting calls from females that stated that they had situations that were, I'm trying to put it in a way, there were situations that if law enforcement individuals heard it, Puff had broke the law with them. So he had committed a crime. And in doing so, if those are the females who went and found the lawyers to take their case, he's going to be facing criminal charges because the act in which they explained to me were criminal acts. The drinking, the touching, the all that.
To be honest, it's fascinating to notice that Cassie stated precisely the same things in her complaint against Diddy as Jaguar Wright.
And she said that it was heartbreaking to her that her music was the reason why they was freaking off. The music that she was writing, it was for Cassie to freak off with him. And she couldn't believe it. And then she said that in the interview, which was crazy, she said that Puff came to the house and tried to make the girl have sex with him. And she intervened and said, she don't have to have sex with you. And she said, then I seen his monster. Like, I was like, you had a monster? She was like, she said, I seen his monster. His whole tone, his facial expression, everything just changed towards her. I was like, that's crazy. She lucky. Drug, bruh. I'm being totally honest, man. Like, I believe that when you on those type of drugs and shit like that with alcohol, that it caused those people to think like that. It's crazy, for these women to be in fear of their life based on you trying to put that pressure on them like that. Bruh, I think in this whole interview, we started it off that during his turmoil at the city college, he slapped his mother. If anybody put their hands on their mother, they are capable of doing anything. He's capable of doing anything to a female. I don't believe Cassie lied. I don't believe Tiffany Red lied. Dude, whole life has changed, bruh. The money, the drugs, the alcohol, all the things made him to a different person.
That's all for today. Do share your thoughts in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.